YouTube! Welcome to the Fantasy Football Perspective. I'm your host, Lucas. This is my weekly series, Sleeper Starts, Sleeper Sits, going into the Week 11 NFL season. So, if you are unfamiliar with this series, this is a series where I give you those fringe flex plays that I'm either putting in my lineup or taking out of my lineup. This is not that cookie cutter stuff that tells you that Christian McCaffrey's number one for the week, Dalvin Cook's number two, etc., where all those guys are going to be in your lineup no matter what. I really want to give you guys my opinion on some players that you actually have to make a choice on whether you're going to put them into your lineup or not. I also have another player that most people are going to start if they have this guy, but he gave you a big fat goose egg last week, and I think he's going to go on this week, just a little prediction, to be a top 3 scoring player at his position. So stay tuned for that. If I say anything during this series or during today's episode that you find useful and helps you win your fantasy matchup, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and let's hit that intro. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so let's dig into this Sleeper Start, Sleeper Sits video, Week 11 NFL edition. So, what we start with here, let's bring up our Sleeper Starts of the week. We're going to start off with no other than Donovan Peoples-Jones from the Cleveland Browns. The Browns just performed completely horrible. I am a Browns fan, so I do watch every episode. But I do not know, or every game, but I don't know what they were doing on offense this last week. They come out the first series, they get 58 yards rushing the ball. They're in a play action pass, and they're moving the ball at will. And then after that, they come out and they start running shotgun 5 wide almost every play. And it makes no sense. That is not the Cleveland Browns style to win. They are a play-action team. That's how it opens up the pass. When they get expected passing positions, they are not a very good team. They don't have receivers who separate very well. They don't have a quarterback who can get them the ball. That's not the recipe to win. So, this week, they're going to get back to their play-action pass. They are going to feast on the ground. Obviously, all running backs, whatever running backs in there is a start for the Browns. But I think it's going to open up the play-action pass. And don't be surprised when Donovan Peoples-Jones is a recipient of a touchdown this week on a long pass. I think it's a safe bet. Donovan Peoples-Jones, first sleeper start of the week. Good. Sleeper start number 2, no other than the man with a plan, Pat Freiermuth. And let's just be real. We just watched the Minnesota Vikings give up 2 touchdowns. We just saw the LA Chargers give up 2 touchdowns to Tyler Conklin last week. So, Pat Freiermuth is becoming that red zone target for Big Ben. He's showing flashes every single week. He just has high targets. And a game with 9, line it up, baby. Pat Freiermuth hitting that end zone this week, guaranteed. And last but not least, as a Browns fan, I was just talking about, Donovan Peoples-Jones. Let's talk about Hockenson here. 0 points last game on a 94% snap percentage. But there is a silver lining, ladies and gentlemen. He is going against the Cleveland Browns this week, who just get torched by opposing tight ends. Last week, Hunter Henry, 4 for 37, 2 touchdowns. Week before that, between the two tight ends, 7 receptions, 55 yards. And Steelers the week before that, 4 for 44 and 1 touchdown for Pat Freiermuth. So, TJ Hockenson gave you that 0 goose egg last week. Expect him to be a top 3 scoring tight end this upcoming week. Put your mind to ease putting TJ Hockenson in your lineup this coming week. It will not be another goose egg. So, to recap, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Pat Freiermuth, TJ Hockenson, get them into your lineups. Sleeper sits of the week, pretty easy. You know, these are two guys who just have not been performing well. Allen Robinson going against Baltimore defense. Marlon Humphrey probably be matched up with Allen Robinson the whole game. You know, Fields looked pretty damn good last game against Pittsburgh, who has a good defense himself. Really didn't open up, you know, the offense until the third and fourth quarter. But I just don't like the matchup against Marlon Humphrey. I think that they kind of target the other corner on the Baltimore Ravens, and that's going to be the Darnell Mooney show. So give me Darnell Mooney over Allen Robinson this week all day long. And Zach Moss going against that Colts running game. I want nothing to do against the Colts and the run game. That is where they excel. Keep a close eye on this, though. If for whatever reason Darius Leonard does not play, he did get hurt late in the last game, but I think he returned. For whatever reason, if that injury is lingering, put him in your lineup to see what happens. But as of right now, if everybody's healthy on that team, do not put Zach Moss or Devin Singletary, for that fact, in your lineups. So, that was Sleeper Start, Sleeper Sits. Again, I'm your host, Lucas. This is the Fantasy Football Perspective. And remember, this is my perspective. Go out and win your matchups this Week 11 season. Next week, Sleeper Start, Sleeper Sits is still going to happen, but we're probably going to take off of, you know, our FanDuel daily fantasy perspective and our betting show, football betting perspective. So next week, just expect one episode. It's going to be a Sleeper Start, Sleeper Sits, and just, you know, I might do some just news updates regarding what's going on in the NFL. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I hope you all have a great day, a good week. Peace.